But we begin today with Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani pitched 6 1/3 innings last night against the White Sox. He struck out 10, gave up 1 earned before leaving the mound with a cracked fingernail on his pitching hand. Ohtani stayed in the lineup as the Angels DH and then hit the second of his 2 home runs as the Angels won 4-2. Wilbon, what are we looking at here?
We're looking, Tony, at something that's so amazing. And I looked at it last night. I mean, I actually watched a chunk of it, and I got to see the second Ohtani home run live against the White Sox, and it's amazing. You know, I like that baseball and a lot of its material, its literature, has comps. Because let's face it, baseball is the sport, I think, more than any other where you look back and you say, this guy reminds Ricky Henderson, Ty Cobb is the comp.
Yeah.
Well, Tony, for Ohtani, there's only one comp. There's only one comp ever. George Herman Ruth. Babe Ruth. That's it. Because Babe Ruth, who won 91 games, Shohei's not there yet. He's in the 30s. And he started about fewer than half as many games as Ruth. But in terms of these home runs now, Tony, the power that's coming. And I know he hasn't hit 300 yet, but he's at 300 now. And so when you get this combination of arm and power, it's amazing. It's historic. It's Babe F. Ruth. And that excites me because I'm old enough to embrace history and care about it, not say, that happened before I was born, like a whining little millennial. This is so exciting to see Ohtani in this space and compared to one other dude ever.
So this is interesting to me, and please correct me if I'm wrong. But I seem to remember, Mike, there was a period of time when Ohtani was coming up and we would talk about him. And you were of the position that it was not sustainable to be a pitcher and an everyday player.
That's right.
You said, no. He's got to go out there and he's got to be an everyday player. Well, obviously he's done very well. I mean, the first word that would come to mind is remarkable. I will say this. I believe we're in the middle of a 5 or 6 year run in which Shohei Ohtani is going to win 5 or so MVPs. And the only MVP he's not going to get is because Aaron Judge hit 62 home runs. It is remarkable. Nobody has had this prolonged pitching and hitting at the same time. Nobody ever. They haven't had it. He leads the majors, Mike, in home runs and all the power production numbers. Home runs, RBI, extra base hits, slugging percentage, and he's 7-3 with a 3.04 ERA, and his opposing batting average, 180, makes him the best pitcher in the majors in terms of that. So he's a revolution. He is.
Tony, he is. I'm never going to say never because Ruth in 1919 led the league in home runs, led all of baseball in home runs, and I think led the league in earned run average. It has happened before. I get crazy when people, usually under 40, say this has never happened. It has happened. Babe Ruth,
hasn't been prolonged.
Tony, their winning percentages, it was. Because Ruth started a bunch of games from 1915 to like 1914 to 1919. And Ruth's winning percentage and Ohtani's winning percentage are the same, essentially. 671 and 673, I forget which is which. Ohtani's might be 200 higher. But it's been done. George Herman Babe Ruth. It has been done one other time. And guess what? If you're in that company,
and I agree with all that. But Ruth gave up pitching. He went to the Yankees. He gave up pitching.
After he won 91 games and 94 games.
This guy is going the distance.
Still pitching. Yeah, but he's won about a third as many games as Ruth right now. He's got a ways to go.
He's 25.
Yes, you're right. I was skeptical at the beginning. I was. I admit to it.
I know.
It's great to watch.